In this video, we're going to be going over some lessons learned from working on 2 CTF trail crews. In 2021, I was fortunate enough to volunteer for 2 trail crews with the Colorado Trail Foundation. This was my first time working on trail crews and being part of something greater than myself for Colorado. These 2 crews opened my eyes to all the work that goes into trail crews and the work for conservation of wilderness areas. I mentioned in the past that I always thought our parks and wilderness areas were done by forest rangers and U.S. Forest Service, and they are, but volunteers help with these beautiful lands. It's hard labor and incredible how much work goes in for a small stretch of land. The logistics and coordination go beyond what you just see and work on, but that's another discussion for another time. These 2 crews helped me learn what I should do for future trips. Like most of my trips, I like to document them, and right off the bat, on my first crew, the camera mount for my camera phone broke. I made the mistake of going with a cheaper and lighter plastic mount, and sure enough, it broke. The threaded mount that holds the camera snapped clean from the body, so there was no way to use the tripod or quick mount attachment on my pack. This happened right when we left the parking lot and hiked up towards camp. The video for this first crew had to be improvised. I would balance the camera on various stuff along the way, such as trees and rocks. Another lesson learned was I need to research the crew and trip beforehand. I went in knowing nothing except the first crew was self-supported, meaning you bring everything you need to camp, basically like a backpacking trip, but with some additional tools. The second crew wasn't like that, it was a base camp. And I didn't realize that when I signed up. I brought my own food and didn't realize we could have car camped. The parking section was the same area that we were camping. Some people even brought campers. I could have had a more comfortable experience with that one if I brought more supplies. Additionally, I didn't realize there was a camp kitchen, so I didn't even bring additional cutlery and dishware for the meals. I just had my single bowl and my personal stove with a spork. Another note I want to mention was proper acclimation. I was brand new to Colorado as of July 2021, and I volunteered for my first crew in August. I never explored and acclimated to over 10,000 feet in elevation. When we were building our camp toilets, I experienced altitude sickness, specifically dizziness. I felt lightheaded, I was wearing sunglasses, and it appeared everything got bright. The area was spinning around me, and I held onto a tree limb to maintain my balance and just rode it out. I could also hear my heartbeat in my temples. After that initial exertion, the dizziness passed, and after camping that night, I did not experience any more dizziness or altitude issues. So a word to the not so wise, proper acclimation is important, especially if you're coming from sea level. It is recommended to camp out or spend the night at altitude before you begin the trip. And finally, the last note, the CTF is always looking for crew members and crew leads. A lot of people I met on the cruise were retired and older folks, and it's great seeing many passionate people out there helping make a difference. I know I plan on being a crew lead in the future when my schedule permits it. I definitely recommend checking out the CTF website at coloradotrail.org for more information. Now that concludes my notes from my 2 trail crews in 2021. They went by fast, and it was great meeting such passionate and kind people on those crews. Everyone is super friendly, and it makes me want to go back. So like always, thanks for watching and enjoy the trails.